it's Natalie and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my UNC Chapel Hill specific college advice. So if you're about to be a first year at Chapel Hill, or if you're going into any year, honestly, this is advice for you. I am about to be a senior, but I hope this advice means more now that I've survived 3 years at this school. It can be really hard to navigate a larger school like this, especially if you're coming from somewhere where you know almost nothing about the school, which is where I was at. Sit back, relax, and I am going to be sharing with you guys my list of advice on how to do well and thrive and make friends and be happy and just survive the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. And my first piece of advice is no matter what year you are, but especially if you are a freshman, walk your classes before FDoc. Also, if you don't know what FDoc means, first day of class, print out your schedule or pull it up on your phone and walk to all of the buildings and classrooms where your classes are going to be at. It is going to be easy on your first day to not know where you're going, and then you have like 15 minutes between classes. You might have classes back to back, and suddenly you're like late for class because you didn't know where you were going the first time. Avoid that mistake. It just saves a lot of time, and especially in August, a lot of sweat because it's going to be really hot when we get back to school. A huge piece of advice for making friends is to leave your door open when you move in. And obviously you don't have to have it open all the time, but when you're just like sitting there, you're reading on your bed, or you're not really doing anything, you're just talking to your roommate, leave your door open because people will come by and say hello. Really make sure to get to know the people you are living next to. I think this is also really important for feeling safe. The girls I met in my hall, my first semester, my first week, my first day of my freshman year are still some of my closest friends at Carolina. Being in a new place in general can be scary sometimes, and knowing that so-and-so is living right next to you is very comforting. The next one is also on the topic of making friends, and this is to get the unlimited meal plan for your first semester. And I know it's expensive, it's pricey, but as a freshman, you're still getting to know where like the best food is in Chapel Hill. You're still getting to know like the restaurants and the grocery stores and how to get to all of them without a car. So it's your best bet to have the unlimited plan for your first semester. This really helped me out because coming from super far away, I was not able to just have my family like a little bit away, and then every time they came and visited me, they could bring me snacks and stuff like a lot of people's parents will do. So I really had to rely on the dining hall for my food. Honestly, it's really great for ensuring you have a meal as long as you know when to go. So also with that, check the dining hall hours. It's really important. Sometimes they'll have weird hours on the weekend, or they'll have weird hours on holidays. So if you're also an out-of-state student and there's like a long weekend where everybody goes home, because a lot of people do that freshman year, you do not want to not know when the dining hall is open. Check the CDS website or the Carolina Dining Services website for the hours, and you can also look at the menu on there so you can know whether to go to Chase or Lenore on the daily. Also, having any sort of meal plan really helps you to make friends because it's so easy the first few days especially to just, see someone in your hall or see someone like when you're walking on campus or from one of your classes and be like, hey, do you want to grab breakfast together? Do you want to grab dinner together? Do you want to grab lunch together? Another piece of advice is go to as many events on campus as you can. So anything from your RA's events to any club events that you're interested in. You can even go on Heal Life, which is like our website for student involvement, and you can sort by like, oh, this counts as a CLE credit, or they have free food here, and you can just go to the events you're more interested in for those specific things. Get the Go Carolina, Go Fever, I don't know what it's called. I will put the name right here. But the app where you can get fever points for going to like random sports games. Get your fever points and go to those events, and you might even get free merch. So definitely go to all of the events on campus, whether those are like sports games or club events, to meet people, to get more involved in the school, to feel like you have some school spirit. This will really, really, really help to build community the first few weeks and the first few months you're on campus. The next one is stay active, because I really truly believe it is the best thing you can do on a daily basis to just help you feel happy and productive. Try to walk as much as possible, as much as you're able, walk. So go to the rec center, go to Ram's Head, or go to like one of the classes they offer. Running is something a lot of people do, especially as it starts to get cooler. Chapel Hill is so nice to run in. So my first piece of advice related to academics, if this is your first time being in a specific class, and you are not sitting in the front and you are not making a group chat with the people around you, you are doing it wrong. Go up like first 5 rows of a lecture hall, pick a seat, that no one is sitting at that's near someone else and say, hey, is anyone sitting here? They're probably gonna say no. And then you say, what's your name, what's your year, and what's your major? Those 3 questions are so big. And then you can be like, hey, just in case we want to study together, do you want to exchange numbers? And I've never had a person say no to this. And I always do this either the first or the second day of the class so that I have at least one person's contact. So that if you miss class and you need the notes or you need someone to explain something to you, you have at least one person. And more often than not, you will be sitting around a few people so you can all make a little study group. And people are so willing to do this really at any point throughout college, but especially your first semester and while you're still taking classes with a lot of freshmen and sophomores. Always sit in the first few rows, at least for the first couple classes, because those are going to be where the people that are paying attention will be, and then exchange numbers and get to know the people around you, and they can potentially become friends. Okay, one thing people do not talk about enough at UNC is the Writing and Learning Center. Carolina hires people that can help you improve your writing and read over your essays for you and then give you feedback, or what I've used it for is academic coaching and peer tutors. If you need a tutor in a class, you can essentially go onto the Learning Center website and schedule a tutor with usually an upperclassman student who has taken this class before and is just trying to get some teaching experience in, and you will be able to go and schedule like a free, I believe, like 1 hour appointment with them or however long you need. And usually these do book out far in advance, but if you're really struggling in a class, I highly recommend. These people have really helped me before. More often than not, I end up doing better in the class because I went to them even just once or twice. I also have used the academic coaches in the Learning Center. These are trained professionals who have like specific expertise in the subject or like general subject area you may be asking about and struggling in. If you go to these people, they will be able to help you identify what you need to do to conquer a class. And when I was struggling in Orgo, I went to the chem academic coach, and he honestly helped me so much to realize why I was struggling, and I legitimately did like 10 points better on the next exam. So do not underestimate the power of asking for help. And if you're paying, university level tuition, we're paying so much money for these resources. In a similar vein, go to your TA or ULA's office hours. If you don't know what a TA is, it's a teaching assistant, and a ULA is an undergraduate learning assistant. So while the TAs are mostly grad students, the ULAs are undergrads. You will probably, in your first semester of classes, have almost all classes with a TA or a ULA present. Professors have a lot else to do outside of class, and sometimes you cannot, it's just impossible to meet with them for more than 5-10 minutes. So if you're really struggling, I highly recommend go and utilize the TA's office hours. Go to the ULA's review sessions. These people got me through all my intro level classes. Going to the 5 p.m. Friday ULA Orgo sessions really did help me. They were at the worst times, but those people were able to sit with me and give me more attention than the professor had time to, and really help me understand and explain the concepts in different ways to me. Again, these are resources that if you don't use them, they're still going to be there, so you might as well use them. Also related to academics, you do not have to study in the libraries. I have locked in so hard, at the bottom of Lenore on off hours. Any hour that isn't 11 to 3 p.m. any day of the week, bottom of Lenore is going to be so chill. I've studied in top of Lenore, I've studied in Chase, I've studied on the grass outside in most corners of campus, I've studied in the student store, I've studied in the basement of the Union. Literally anywhere can be a study spot. Do not confine yourself to the libraries. Taking the extra time your first few weeks to really find the best places where you lock in and you can be the least distracted possible can really help when the semester does pick up and things do get busier. And you'll know, oh, I have this place that no one else goes that I can go to study and really be productive. My second to last piece of advice is concerning student orgs. I am heavily involved in about 3 different student orgs, and I have really enjoyed my time in all of them. Look at the student orgs before you even start school, before you even come to Carolina, and then go to the student orgs you were interested in, whether that's at Soul Fest in the beginning of the year, where student orgs are advertising in the pit. Find something in each thing to go to regularly, or they have an event on Heal Life that you can go to. Consistency is the best and the most important thing if you're trying to get involved in student orgs. And then your second semester, if you don't like it, you can leave it, explore other student orgs so you can add another one onto it. My last piece of advice is to take any opportunity you can to get off campus. North Carolina is just a beautiful state. You have the beach to the east and you have the mountains to the west. So if you have friends who want to do like a beach trip for a fall break, or they want to do a mountain trip, go on that. Like, let yourself have fun. Take advantage of the upperclassmen who give you chances to get off campus and go do those things because they have a car and are willing to bring you along. Take advantage of the bus system that we have that is free for students. This is a great way to like get to the airport for free, so you don't have to like pay for an Uber. You can actually use your UNC student credentials to get free bus passes like the entire semester or the entire year. Don't feel like you're confined to campus, even if you're a freshman without a car. So that pretty much wraps up my advice for students at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. UNC is like such a great place and I've loved it so much, guys. If you guys graduated from UNC or really like any school in the South that is similar, comment down below and share your advice for anyone who is newly coming to college in the South or in North Carolina. If you want more similar types of UNC or college content, look out for my videos, turn the post notifications on, and I will see you guys in the next video, probably when I'm back at school. Bye.